Brandon, what do you got locked and loaded for
Yeah.
us?
So Camille, what I'm always very interested in is you've done a lot of training in music, dance, acting. I want to know what stuck with you through the years and what exercises do you do to get yourself ready for an audition, for a performance? What makes you get into the mindset and ready to perform? And can you show us that exercise?
Okay, that's fun. Okay, I like that. So one thing that this came up to me recently because I was thinking about that performance at the Empress Theater, and it was bringing back all these memories. And when I was 16, I played Anne in Anne of Green Gables at the Empress Theater, and I was directed by a wonderful woman named Erin Henderson, and she was so talented and so knowledgeable. And the character Anne in Anne of Green Gables is very outgoing, and she's precocious, and she's loud, and she has no filter basically, and she gets a lot of laughs, like a lot of laughs. She's funny. And I remember before opening night, the director coming up to me and she said, Camille, like, don't play it to the audience so much, okay? And like, she was being really sweet, but I didn't know what she meant, because I'm like, what do you mean? Like, it's for the audience. Like, give the
Right.
audience what they want. But
Yeah.
and then so I didn't really know what to make of it. And I remember telling my mom, I'm like, I'm so confused. Like, isn't that the point of theater? Is like, you play for the audience. Then fast forward to my first week of music theater performance school, and I got that same note in kind of a different wording from one of the directors at the school who I respect so much and respect his opinion so much, and he taught me so much. And he kind of said something the same and was like, he's like, just stay like there, stay grounded. Like, it's not, don't play it to the audience. You're playing it to the audience. And I was still so confused. Then I saw on video like we filmed it. We filmed this performance. And then I was like, oh, that, don't do that. So I think that there's a fine line between, like, you want the laughs, you want the tearjerker moments, you want the audience involved. But if you're thinking so much about like what the audience is thinking, you're not in the moment, like you're not present. And I really like that note has changed my acting performance so much, because I don't think about that. I do not think about the audience or the casting director or whoever is watching when I go into any sort of a performance. I think about being in the present moment. And I feel like that is so much more important than like trying to like play something or be something or make people laugh, because you can really see through it. And once I saw that performance, I was like, oh, like I see through it. And coming from a theater background, it was kind of hard to untrain that, but just becoming conscious of it, and like especially moving into film and television, now I see myself on camera so much more, and I'm like, oh yeah, like I do that still. So that's something that I always try to remind myself to do, is to ground myself. And then something I was thinking about this too, about so you said like, how do you like get into a performance? And honestly, like, I've never been one, like, even if I'm about to go on for a really serious scene or it's something really dramatic and I need to, be in the moment, I've never been one to get really quiet and serious. Like, I'll be laughing and talking and chatting with whoever right until, the curtains open or the camera's rolling. I've never been an actor that like really has to do like anything method to try to get into the moment. So I would definitely say what works the best for me is to just keep things light and fun, and just stay like really positive and like in the present moment, and not get in your head and not think about the audience, and just like when the camera's rolling or when the curtain's up, it's like you're there. That's it. That's my strategy.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I know for me, I like to do I like to sit in the audience and create my relationship with the stage. And I do that by cycling through four songs. The first one always changes depending on the show, depending on the mood I'm in that day, depending on everything. And the three other songs stay exactly the same always. And like, I just try and that's how I create a relationship with the stage and how it gets me there. And so like that's something I relate to a lot there. It's like simple, very grounded. I'm sitting in the audience. I'm developing my relationship with the stage. And then as soon as those songs are done, I'm out and I'm ready to go.
What are your
Another
three
thing
songs?
that I'd love to mention really quick. Can I mention one more thing?
Sorry, yeah, in one sec. What are your three songs?
I honestly have never revealed them to anyone, and I am not going to reveal them here today.
Secret
nice.
Pump Up
Top
songs.
secret.
If I figured them out, would you say yes or no?
Yes, I would.
You were going to say Miss Millie B.
Yeah, one more thing that I would recommend to any actor, singer, performer, whatever, that like helps me so much, and I just can't put enough emphasis on it, is that like here I am, I'm saying like, yeah, I just like drop into it. I snap my fingers. The rehearsal process and prep, I take so seriously. Like if you look at scripts that I have and notes, it's like every beat, every second is accounted for. Why I'm, especially theater, like this, like, oh, like it just drilled into me. Like, why are you entering the room? Why are you saying this line? Why are you leaving? When are you leaving? What are you doing? And like just having like so much insane confidence and so much preparation in my back pocket, it allows me to then just say, okay, I'm here, and then drop into it. If you're like still trying to like kind of even be off book and still not be 100%. So I think like for actors, preparation is so important because you don't have to think about all the other stuff. You don't have to think about the props or where you're moving or the sound cue or whatever. Like it is in your body and you can just drop into the moment. And theater really taught me that. I'm so grateful for theater. It just made me such a hard worker.
I love that. Yes. And then, so those were great tips and great pointers. And your high school teacher had a great point of, he's like, Camille, you don't need to wink at the audience after every single line, you know?
Yeah, totally.
Not every line. You're like, say a line.
And I was so confused. I'm like, what do you mean? Like, isn't that the point? Isn't it supposed to be funny?
Well, yeah, for a kid to hear that, like, don't play to the audience. You're like, what? You want me to face the back wall, or what? Like, what do you want me to do here? Like,
yeah, I appreciate that teacher because she saw a lot in me, so she brought me to the next level. She wasn't like, oh, like you're a funny little teenager. She was like, hey, like, be serious. Like, this is what a professional actor would do. And I was confused, but I'm grateful many years later for the lesson.
Yes. I love how that's holding on that image.